Hey, Tony Gasser here. It's something I'm working on as a man, and I want to share this with other men. And if you're not a man watching this, maybe you got a brother, cousin, probably not your boyfriend or husband. They kind of have to stumble upon this type of stuff themselves. When a woman sends something to a man that's giving him advice from another man, it's like a fighting action. It's a man sees that as disrespect. It's kind of like if a man sent a video to his woman from another woman talking about all she does in her household, and it's stuff that the woman may not have time to do or may not have done or may not do. It's kind of offensive. So it's okay to send to your dad, your brother, your male cousin, your male friend, stuff like that. But something that I'm working on as a man is becoming an emotionally intelligent husband. And if you're a boyfriend, then same thing. But there's this thing that we as men can do when we meet a woman, and we can make a woman fall in love. And we make her fall in love by listening to her, spending quality time, being chivalrous, not picking fights, not arguing. And we are her vacation. We are her peace. We are her solace. We are her refuge, her protection, her security. And she drops her guards and she falls in love. She surrenders her heart to the man. And every single man from 2, 3 years old knows how to do this. But the thing about it is, when we meet somebody new, we're doing something because it's somebody new. And then once you get that woman, you change. As men, we change and we get complacent. And we feel a sense of ownership. We feel a sense of complacency because the game has worked. What we did, it worked. And so we stop trying to impress her. We stop trying to please her because we feel like we have her. And as a man, we understand women want love, seek love, desire love, love, appreciate love. And we also know as humans that we don't like to start over. That when we get into a routine, we get comfortable, and we don't want to be uprooted and have to start all over. And so we know that women have dating fatigue. And we know that a woman doesn't want to uproot her life, especially if she slept with you and then go start all over with another man. So we ride out on this complacency, and we ride this complacency for a while because we know we have her. We have her in a headlock, so to speak. She feels a little stuck. And we know that she feels stuck because she's told her friends about us, she's told her parents, she's bragged, she's posted the TikToks and the reels bragging about she got the sauce. The song, saucy. And so now she done posted that, and so we know we got her because it'll be extremely embarrassing for her to walk away. Extremely embarrassing for her to change her Facebook status from married to separated or from in a relationship to single. We know that deep down, a part of her is competing with her friends to see who has the best relationship, who is the happiest, who has the best boyfriend or the best husband, best fiance. And we know that for a lot of women, the image of love and having love completes them. It makes them feel accomplished. It makes them feel whole. It makes them feel like they are somebody. It makes them feel like they made it. And we know that a lot of women will do anything for love, will do anything for a husband, or even just the appearance of a happy relationship. We know that a lot of women will fake happy to make everyone else think that she's happy, and she will live in misery behind closed doors. As men, we know that, and we take advantage of that. And that's what we have to stop doing. As men, we have to stop feeling like we own a woman. We have to stop feeling like she has no other option, so we can just be less than our best. We have to stop feeling like that just because we put in a good amount of work, enough work for her to drop her guards and feel secure, we have to stop feeling like the work stops there. And so what I'm working on as a man is to continuously make my wife fall deeper and deeper in love. To not argue and debate and go back and forth and make a rift over things that absolutely do not matter. See, a lot of times we make a big deal over little stuff that doesn't really matter, so that when it's time to mention something that really does matter, it's so painful and it's so drawn out, and it can nearly ruin the relationship, because the woman really isn't in a space of trust anymore. Because if you're always bickering and going back and forth, and if she says up, you say down, if she says left, you say right, if every opinion she has, you just choose a difference of opinion just for the sake of argument, just because you like to see her uneasy and you like to see her on edge and you like to make her squirm, you like to fluster her, and you get pleasure out of the control. You get pleasure out of the ability to be able to push a button and get a certain reaction, because she isn't emotionally intelligent. So you play on that, and you use that, and you abuse that, and you allow it to stroke your ego. And I understand this as a man, because this is something that nearly every man goes through. It's something that nearly every man does. And we will get to the place as men where we start to take pride in having a woman uneasy and insecure. Because when a woman is uneasy and insecure, it appears that she's more easily controlled. It's not true. It's not true. It's in that state that most women cheat. It's in that state that most women plot. It's in that state that when a woman gets revenge for the emotional abuse that you are levying upon her, that revenge may be something you can't bounce back from. I've seen it. I've coached countless women. But see, when a woman feels loved and a woman feels secure, and it's genuine and it's pure, and your love as a man is consistent, there's nothing she won't do for you. There's no battle she won't fight for you. There's not a soul in the world that she won't defend you from, that she won't curse out and cut off. When you really truly treat a woman the way she is supposed to be treated, if her father disrespects you, if her mother disrespects you, if her child disrespects you, anybody can get put in their place. Anybody will get checked. If you taking care of her heart, you making love to her mind, not just her body. So see, as men, we have to really understand what real strength is. And we got to understand that there's strength in our gentleness. we got to understand that control does not mean manipulating. Control means controlling yourself, controlling your temper, controlling your emotions, controlling your mindset. And when you do that, you have control in your relationship. And what I mean by controlling your relationship, not a toxic behavior, but I mean it's under control. It's smooth sailing, meaning you can sit down with your woman and talk about a budget without it turning into a fight. You can sit down with your woman and talk about a move that you think y'all should make. You could talk about something that you want to do that you think most women would bite the head off of their man for bringing up this move that sounds audacious, extremely, extremely bold. Might be a move in real estate, in business, some type of move you want to make that is a risk. It's a gamble. But you know deep down in your heart that you can make it work. Guess what? If you've been loving that woman, cherishing that woman, treating her right, when she hears what you want to do as a man, she trusts you. She loves you because she knows you love her. And she knows that you would never do anything that will put her in harm's way, that you would never do anything that will compromise the financial security of the household, the emotional or the physical security of the household, because of your emotional intelligence, because of your decision-making ability, because of the way you make love to her mind, because of the way you sidestep power struggles instead of just butting heads with her just for the sake of butting heads, just for the sake of arguing. So as men, we got to stop getting pleasure out of pressing buttons. We got to stop getting pleasure out of manipulation, out of deception, out of control, abuse. We have to stop getting pleasure from those things. Because see, we also have to be intentional. So one of the things I'm working on is this phone is the work of the enemy. It's the work of the enemy. And so with this phone situation, the adversary is using the phone to steal, to kill, and destroy. The phone is a weapon of mass destruction. So what this phone is doing is it's destroying families. It's pulling people apart. Because with this phone, you don't have a authentic connection. There's not a real connection with this phone. Y'all gotta forgive me. I had somebody at my door, but I think they just were dropping something off. And so by not having a real connection, guess what? The bond is weak. So with a weak bond, anything can come in and tear your relationship apart when you have a weak bond. Hold on one second. My dry cleaning got delivered. It's pouring raining outside. When you have a weak bond, now a simple argument can turn into a week-long fight. And this week-long fight can turn into a breakdown of your relationship. It can turn into the start of divorce proceedings. And so something that I'm working on intentionally, starting today, and I always start and start over, start and start over, start and start over, is I'm working on being intentional about whatever it is that my wife wants to do. So she's on her phone and she's scrolling through reels, comedy reels. I turn my phone off, turn my screen off, and wait for the next reel. Wait to laugh at the next reel with her. If she's talking about our sons, soccer, talking about their school, if she's talking about a friend, a conversation she had, talking about a doctor's appointment, turning my phone screen off and looking her in the eyes. And I remember the first time I really did that. She was like, she paused and she was like, you don't have to look at me like you're interested. And she had a big smile on her face because I was making eye contact. And we get so accustomed in a relationship to just listening to her talk while we looking at the TV, while we flipping through the channels, while we scrolling on our phone. She's talking and we could hear her, but it's something about stopping everything and looking her in the eyes while she's talking, nodding your head, engaging in the conversation, ad-libbing, adding to the conversation, asking a question, diving deeper into the conversation. It's something about that. And it's something about making love to her mind and taking your time as a man to make love to her mind before trying to make love to her body, and being patient with her. Meaning, not patient with in the sense of her behavior, her attitude, but I mean being patient in your approach. Not feeling like she's a wham bam, thank you ma'am. Not rushing the process, not treating her like she's a woman you picked up off the side of the street and gave money to, but treating her like she is the woman of your dreams. Treating her like that intimate time that you're about to spend with her may be the last time you ever spend. And every single day, writing your legacy on her lips. What I mean by that is every single day, loving her in a way that if God calls you home tonight in your sleep, tomorrow morning, what will she have to say about you? How deep will she have to dig in her heart to find something good? How far will she have to remember the last full day of no arguing? See, as men, we have to make it our goal to live every single day with our woman like it could be our last. That does not mean not working and not grinding and not focusing, but what it means is when you're with her, be 100% present. And so this is something I'm working on. It's not easy because as men, we think a lot about money. We think a lot about the grind. We think a lot about providing. We think a lot about doing what we have to do. And as men, we get complacent very easy. We get comfortable very easy, especially in a relationship. And that's what we got to stop doing. So, hey, this Tony Gaskins. So I'm at my door again. God bless you. We'll talk soon.